Alright, boys. First trade in about 5 days. We got a low break even. Not really break even. I snagged 40 ticks on the way up when it was heading towards my break even on these shorts. But I call it break even because we didn't really hit a TP. I just exited early. And I want to preface this by saying I broke one of my rules today. I don't really trade PPI, and I don't really like trading PPI because it's volatile. But I ended up doing it today, and even though I made money from it, I shouldn't have done that. Let's get into it. So, start us off. Boom. PPI today. You can see we had PPI at 7:30. Here's a 7:30 candle right here. And yeah, let's bar replay this for y'all to show y'all exactly what I was looking at when market opened. So we go towards the 15-minute time frame. Regardless of all this, I know that we had these draws on liquidity towards the downside. With this big gap that we filled in during London session, I figured it was probably improbable to go towards these low levels of liquidity, like towards the upside, when we had all of these 1 hour lows that looked like prominent draws on liquidity, right? The problem with today that I didn't really like is it was very hard for me to find an entry. And you'll see why, and you'll see what I was really waiting for. Initially, when market opened, I really wanted to see this 5-minute bearish value gap get filled in, which I'm pretty sure that we ended up doing. I wanted to see a reaction out of it towards maybe around here with a 1-minute break structure that we could run towards the London low, something simple, something calm. We didn't get that, right? See, the first problem is we filled out our major draw on liquidity first at the London low. Then we started gunning towards the upside. So now I want to see if market's going to react off of this 5-minute bearish value gap. We got a reaction. Now, honestly, I wanted to wait for this 1-minute gap to get invalidated, which was right here, right? So, honestly, probably this should have been the most ideal shorts off of this candle closure right here, targeting this 1 hour low, which would have been pretty nice. As you can see, our break-even point gets hit. But that's not what I ended up doing. I was a pussy today, I'm not going to lie. And due to the fact I was hovering around this London low, I felt that we could probably get a push towards the upside. On top of it, I felt like these lows looked really prominent for ES, as ES was the leading index today for shorts. So I felt like we might get a reaction off of ES, which we never ended up getting. And I didn't trust my instinct, which is really where I went wrong in this trade. My gut instinct was telling me to enter. I should have entered. I didn't enter. And that is probably what caused us to get break even. We formed this 1-minute gap, and we get a push towards it, and then we get a fill out of it. And this is where I got filled in with my take profit at this 1 hour low, break even at these lows that we just formed. Ideal trade in my opinion. Bang. And then we got break even. But as we were coming towards the upside, I did end up securing around 50 ticks. So I think when we were like around here, I started realizing that it was going to push towards my break even point. I might as well just get out right now. So I did. And our TP ended up getting snagged. Now, the one reason why I don't really like trading like these continuations is when these 1 hour lows are all stacked next to each other, and I'm pretty sure I didn't mark out one of them. I missed one of them. This 1 hour low was very prominent for me as well today. And I feel like the reason why is because I can't really tell when I'm going to get a reaction and when I'm not going to get a reaction. As you see. Yeah. So then it starts like catapulting out of nowhere, you know, doing that thing where it starts pushing towards the upside. Now I'm sort of in like this thing where I don't know what to do, right? I can't really find a re-entry when price is moving like this. It's not really clean. That's why I prefer to trade the first 30 minutes of market open. And our ideal trade I missed out on due to me being a complete fucking pussy. And I'm a bitch for that. And that right there, these shorts right here were so like beautiful. These were beautiful shorts. These were honestly like beautiful shorts that like I didn't take, and I should have taken these shorts. I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. 300 tick shorts. Instead, when I realized that I missed that, I knew with the momentum that we're getting towards the downside, we want to take further draws and liquidity out. Although I didn't get an optimal entry, realistically, my entry should have been like probably somewhere here. That I would have still gone stopped at a break even probably, but like that's just a more ideal entry, less risk on my part. But damn, man, like I broke my rule of not trading on PBI, which is what caused this, if I'm being completely transparently honest. And I'm saying caused this like it's a bad thing. I came out today with profit. I made money today. I made a small amount of money compared to what I normally make in the markets, but I did end up making money today. But the reason why I'm super dissatisfied with myself, one is just because I haven't taken a trade in 5 days, I hopped on the charts to see if I can make something shake. That's not the type of trader that I am. I'm the type of dude who sits here, waits patiently, sits on my ass until I find a good setup. Whether that be 3 years, whether that be 3 days, whether that be 3 minutes. And honestly, I feel like today sort of opened my eyes on why I really, really, despite what everyone else is doing, I need to stick to myself and be true to myself because that's how I make money in these markets. And 2026 has been very, very slow. It's been 2 weeks, and I want to say I've taken maybe 3 trades. That is just unideal for me. Now, looking at what we have upcoming news wise, other than Monday, honestly, I do see myself like, finding a flow and probably just cooking all these days if I can find an ideal entry when market opens. But for now, honestly, we took what we got, and I think in my head this was an A plus setup. The real A plus setup was this inversion over here. And if we want to backtest on ES, since ES is the lagging index, when we got an inversion, probably around 841 should have been the most ideal entry. But we entered a little bit before that as well. That's another thing with ES being the leading index. I can't really take a trade like early. And I feel like that's also due to this PPI today. But honestly, I don't really have much else to say. Break even day on PPI. Lot to learn from today. And yeah, I mean, happens to the best of us when we break our rules. But I pride myself on not being like other people, and I pride myself on being able to take trades without letting my emotions get in the way of it. Because at the end of the day, that's what trading is. Trading is not this like emotion-full game where if I'm not taking trades or if I'm not making money that I rush to press the button. More the fact that I take these trades when I see them because that's what I've been taught. I've learned for years. I built this skill for years to the point where I can identify a pattern based off of what two indexes are doing correlated, and I can enter a trade at the perfect opportunity to capitalize and make money before I lose money. Now, it's not statistical, or it is statistical over a period of time, but it's not emotion based whatsoever, and that's what I feel like today was. Right? I'm rotting in my bed at like 30 minutes before market open. I'm like, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea if I hopped on the charts. That was a bad idea. I made money, but that was a bad idea. Appreciate y'all boys. Y'all boys have a good one. I was just sort of ranting a little bit. And that's really what this YouTube video here is for. It's not really to make money through content. It's not money to do that. These are all just trade recaps and my raw. These videos are all unedited. I don't sit here. I don't have an editor. I'm not even big enough to have an editor, first of all. Second of all, I don't think I'll ever see myself becoming paying an editor to edit videos like this for me. Obviously in the future, I want to make these videos where doing cool stuff like giving money back to people, buying cars, like doing all these sort of things that I'll probably have an editor for. But these trade recaps are super special to me because this is my way of documenting my progress. Right? I don't think I've ever showed this on YouTube before, probably on TikTok a couple times. This is how I really used to document my trades before this. Let me make it so that y'all could really see me here. this is how I used to document my trades before this little journal. And that's what this YouTube thing really like means to me. It's a way of documenting these, but I could lose this journal. I can never lose these videos. These videos are gonna be on the internet forever. When I'm 45 years old and I'm a multi-billionaire and I have 3 children sitting around a fireplace, they're gonna watch these videos and they're gonna see like the journey. And even when times get, oh, my mustache looks like it's inverted. I feel like I never really see myself on this, but when times get hard and I'm not trading well, I can always look back on these videos and learn from my past self. Anyways, I feel like I've let this video run long enough. I appreciate y'all. Y'all boys have a blessed day.